Alright guys, this is kind of a look into the future, so to speak. We are going to travel back in time just slightly and show you a bunch of parts that I weighed in individually to show some weight savings that you can do with your SCTE from Losi. There's several parts on here that you can either modify yourself or buy replacement parts that are definitely lighter than the stock parts. So we will show each video, and from there you can determine yourself which ones you want to replace, which ones you don't. So let's head on over to those videos, and once again if you have any questions, comments, put those on down below, and hit the like button if you do like the video at the end. Let's head on over to those videos now. Alright guys, here's one of the first weigh-in. These are going to be the 12mm hexes from Losi. These are the clamping style version. Going to weigh in also all of the pins as well, as I just drop everything here. And then they also have those extra little screws because they are the clamping version. So bear with me while I get all of these little parts and crap up here. My scale is going to be wearing everything in grams, so there's going to be give and take here. 5 grams, and that's for all of the aluminum hexes, all 4 of them. So let's see what the stock ones weigh, and we'll do the little comparison here. Oops. And here's the stock ones. These appear to me to be some sort of steel. I'm going to throw all 4 pins up there as well. They seem to be just a little bit shorter, so we'll see how those go. And these definitely are a lot heavier than the upgraded aluminum ones. So all in all, about 9-ish grams. So 10 grams, hey, rounds up. So savings of 50% there. So 5 grams off the truck again. So that's the first video, and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, here's the next video in the series. This is going to be the titanium screw set from TLR for the SCTE. I'm going to weigh it with the bags. I don't feel like trying to put 100 screws up on the scale at once. So let's go ahead and weigh it with all the little individual bags that it did come with. And this will be somewhat of a different series because I'm going to have to slowly start taking all of the screws out of it to put these in. So looks like 68 grams right there for all of the titanium screws. And then once I have everything out, we're going to weigh all of those steel screws to see what the weight difference is. Losi is claiming a 2.2 ounce savings, and we will convert all that stuff here soon as well. That's the second video, and here's on to the next. Alright, here's the next weigh-in. These are the titanium kingpins from Losi, or TLR I should say. Let's go ahead and weigh in the titanium ones. You have all 4 kingpins that go on the front caster block to keep everything in line. So all in all, it looks like, oops, I lost one. It looks like 2 grams right there for all 4 of those. These are the titanium ones. Let's go ahead and weigh in the hardened steel ones. These are just the stock ones, of course. Definitely a weight difference there. And it looks like 5 grams for those guys, so a little more than a 50% decrease in weight, so not too bad. And we'll keep on going as far as all these little weigh-ins. Alright, here's the next few things that we're going to weigh. This thing is the stock steering drag link. This is a metal sort of item. Not sure if it's aluminum or not, but see what that thing weighs in at. And that thing weighs in at 6 grams. So let's go ahead and weigh in the SNR carbon fiber steering drag link. Weighs in about 1 gram, maybe slightly less. Keeps on going down to 0. So there's the savings right there. This is the stock top plate. This is a plastic item. It looks like 5 grams for that item. And this might be a little shocking here. I've already pre-weighed this, so This is the carbon fiber one from SNR. This one's 8 grams, so this thing's a little bit heavier, but it is stiffer. So we'll see if we'll include this one with the build. So anyways, that's it for these two items. Alright, we're going to go ahead and weigh in the turnbuckles now. I am going to weigh them in with the rod ends as to keep my sanity on all 6 of these turnbuckles in different sizes and whatnot. So let's go ahead and weigh these things in, and when I change them over to the Lunsford titanium ones, I will weigh those in with the rod ends as well, so we can just kind of see what the difference is. So I'm going to try and keep these somewhat in order. These are the 2 rears. Here's the front steering, and then here's the fronts. So it looks like all in all 52 grams for all 6 turnbuckles, and we will see how the titanium ones do. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and weigh in the Lunsford titanium turnbuckles, and keep in mind once again I will have the rod ends on them, and we will compare the two. So let's go ahead and I'm going to try and keep these in order once again to keep my sanity going. So here's the 2 rears, and I'd help if I turned on the scale. And we're back to 0 there. 2 rears. There's the 2 steerings. And there is the 2 fronts. So 37 grams. 52 was my stock with the rod end, so about 15 grams of savings right there with the Lunsford titanium turnbuckles. So one other little thing to keep in mind, and I'm kind of new to turnbuckles as well, each turnbuckle has this little kind of hash mark on the one side of it. I'm going to try and get my camera to focus here. And you can see it right there on the left-hand side of the little nut in the center, and that's basically to keep the orientation correct, so that when you're loosening or tightening, they loosen or tighten. So the stock ones also have that little hash mark, and the Lunsford also do too. Keep in mind that hash mark should go to, I guess what we would call the passenger side of the vehicle. So all the hash marks should be on the passenger side of the vehicle when you're installing them and putting on the rod end. So keep that in mind. There are 3 different sizes of the lengths of the Lunsford kit. For my thing that worked out for me, I put the longest in the front, the longest in the rear, next longest in the front, and the shortest on the steering. That just made sense for my application. And keep in mind, these are literally 1 to 2 millimeters difference on length. So that's it for the Lunsford titanium turnbuckles. Alright, here's the next thing that we're going to go ahead and weigh in. This is going to be a little weigh-in of a center diff plate. This is the thing that goes right on top of the center diff. So here's the stock one. It does have that little bit of a shroud, hard plastic. So let's go ahead and weigh this thing in. This is going to be in grams, of course, again. Looks like 7 grams for the stock one. And I went ahead and I picked up an SNR top plate. This does not have any kind of shroud that goes around it, but it's drilled out and it's nice and it's carbon fiber. So gotta love that. And let's see, that weighs in at about 5 grams. So 2 gram loss. We're going to keep going. Alright guys, here is a little comparison between the Mama Max Pro speed control and the Tegan RX8, which I'm adding onto my SCTE. So let's go ahead and weigh in the Mama Max Pro. This is going to be pretty much everything on it, 96 grams. So that's all of the motor wires, wires out to the battery, Dean's connector, the switch, and the lead out to the receiver. So let's take a look at the RX8, and we'll just add on things as we go here. So right there, 78, and that's for the speed control, switch, and the receiver lead. Let's go ahead and add on the fan with the little baggie. That's up to 87. Let's throw on a Dean's connector. This is just a male Dean's connector, 90. And here are all of the motor wires and also the wires going out to the battery. So, and we are 117, so that adds on another 11 grams to my SCTE, but I think well worth it with the RX-8. Alright, we're going to go ahead and weigh in the battery tray. This is pretty much battery tray with nothing on it, including Velcro straps. So here is the battery tray and the ESC tray. Looks like 84 grams, and that is including 2 titanium screws from the TLR kit. No screws on the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and Swiss cheese the hell out of this thing and see what it weighs afterwards. Alright, so here's the battery tray after. Let's go ahead and throw it up there on the scale. And we're weighing in right at 64 grams, and that's a savings of 20 grams from 84, so not too bad. Show you really quick what I did. Obviously, lots of holes. Cut down the ESC tray completely to just fit the RX-8 that I am going to be running. Went ahead and notched a bunch of holes in there. Also cut the front of the battery tray off because you still have this retainer right here with the Velcro straps, so it should be fine. And on the bottom side, I just went ahead and grinded off these extra little bolts. It actually looked like this right here. Went ahead and ground those off so that, you know, any plastic you can save is plastic you can save. So that's it for now. On to the next video. Alright guys, back to that Losi TLR titanium screw set. Kind of confusing, but originally all the screws weighed in at 68 grams. These are the screws that I did not use, so let's weigh those in. That comes out to about 9 grams, so if you take 9 away from 68, that ends you up with 59 grams. So that's 59 grams that I added to the vehicle. And let's go ahead and weigh this in. These are going to be all of the steel screws that I pulled out of it. So you're looking at 101. So that's going to be the difference. I will post a full video and review of the TLR titanium screw set for the SCTE, so bear with me there. That'll be out here in the next couple of days, and I'll show you what's included and what's not, because it's very confusing at best. That's it for this video. On to the next.